Golfers, Dean with golfallyear.com, and today I'm going to talk about some of the issues I have with the Optishot. Now, I'm going to confess I love the Optishot. I use it a lot. I think it's a great budget simulator, but there are some issues and some problems that you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to kind of overlook if you are looking to invest in the Optishot. These are some issues that I struggle with and that just kind of bother me. But if you overlook these and can kind of get past them, you can have a lot of success using the Optishot. So let's look at the 5 issues I have with the Optishot Golf Simulator. All right, so the first issue that I have with the Optishot, the first problem you're going to have to deal with is this hitting mat, this turf. The Optishot hitting turf is extremely thin. It doesn't really replicate real grass. It's hard to hit off of. I don't think you get a good contact with it. It also doesn't protect your sensors very well. And so I found that over the course of the 3 years, I've hit the sensors a couple of times and broken the sensors and had to send my Optishot back. And so I really highly suggest that if you are going to invest in the Optishot, first thing you need to do is get the thicker turf top. I put the link down below. If you're interested in that thicker turf top, I think it's a valuable purchase. It doesn't cost too much, and it's going to save your sensors. It's going to save your clubs. You're going to get a better feel, and I think you're going to have a better experience with the Optishot. So the first issue is that turf top. All right, issue number 2 is the mishits that you are going to face with the Optishot. The Optishot can be accurate, but since it is only tracking the club and not the ball, you're going to get a lot of mishits that you are going to have to either use a mulligan or just kind of deal with. The mishits can be from where you will, if you take a steep swing, you can hit a shot that goes 300 yards or 380 yards. I had a shot that went 380 yards one time because I took a steep swing at it. So that's a major issue. Other issues you will have is that you can top the ball or even miss the ball, and it's still going to register a good shot or a somewhat good shot. It's not going to show you topping the ball. And so that can be very frustrating. You'll hit a bad shot and you know you hit a bad shot, but the Optishot will show a good shot because it doesn't know what the ball is doing. It just knows what the club is doing. And so that's why the Optishot's really good in terms of club face angle and swing path and those things, but not necessarily good at distance or knowing what the ball actually does, your ball flight sometimes. So be aware that the mishits can really throw off a round of golf if you're playing a round of golf on one of the courses. You got to be willing to use a mulligan if you're doing that. And you have to understand if you hit a bad shot, you either move on or you figure out a way to solve that. So that's a major issue is the mishits, the top shots, those type of things are going to register just like a regular shot on the Optishot. All right, the third issue you're going to face with the Optishot is getting your settings just right so that you can get the Optishot to hit the right distances. One of the first things you'll need to do is you'll need to calibrate your clubs. That's going to help you get the best read and the most accurate settings on the Optishot. You'll also have to adjust each club in terms of the speed, swing speed, and the distance adjustments. To fit your clubs and to fit your distances. Each club has to be kind of individually done so that you get the right distances when you're hitting and practicing. And so that can be kind of frustrating, kind of figuring out. I've done some videos you can check out, kind of telling you what I prefer and what works for me. That might help you in terms of setting the distances, but it does take some time to figure it out and figure out what works for you. And so the settings and I also don't think the swing speed on the Optishot is super correct, and so that can be an issue. So distances can be a challenge with the Optishot. I do think if you do adjust it and get it fit to each club that you hit. I think the Optishot can get distances very accurate. And so if you look down below, I'll give you some videos that I've done to help you. You can check out my channel, YouTube channel, and that might give you some more ideas on how to get your settings just right. But that is going to be an issue. It's going to take some time to get your club set up, and that's one of the things I have, one of the problems I have with the Optishot. The fourth issue I have with the Optishot is its putting. I try to do as little putting on the Optishot as possible, believe it or not. In fact, when I do my par 3 courses and when I play rounds of golf, I usually allow the Optishot to either figure out how many putts I got, or I'll input it myself. I won't actually putt on the Optishot. I just don't think it's very accurate. Now, when I do put on the Optishot, what I like to do, because it's very difficult to get your club going through both sensors and have a realistic putt while hitting a ball. I just don't think it's realistic, and I think it throws my putting off. So what I've done is I will take my putter, and I've done some videos on this also on my YouTube channel, but I'll take it back behind the first, the back sensor, just take it behind one sensor and back through one sensor, and it still gives you a good read. It still tells you most of the data that you need, and it's just more friendly in terms of putting, and I think it gives you just as accurate a read if you want to actually putt on it. So the fourth issue is the putting. You got to figure out what you're going to do with your putting and how you want to handle it. You know, like I said, I usually do gimmies in certain distances, or have the computer pick it, or I'll put in my number, but you have to figure out what works for you. And the fifth issue I have with the Optishot is I am very disappointed in their mini and pro tours. I just found it not to be much fun. There were people that were shooting these scores that were just crazy scores, 21 under, 18 under for 18 holes. And so I just felt like I couldn't compete, and you're not really playing with anybody when you're doing the mini tours and things like that. The prizes are random, which I think is great, but and I did win a gift certificate to Amazon, but it was totally random, and it's just not something that I felt was fun enough to continue to do, and to pay $50 for does cost money to do. You have to get a handicap. I didn't think the handicap was very accurate, and so and even doing the closest to the pin on the mini tour was not very fun. You get 3 shots, and you're trying to get as close to the pin in 3 shots, and that's it. And you have to wait another week to do it again. So it's just not worth the price of it. I wish they had some sort of league or some tournaments that you could play that were competitive. Some people actually hit a golf ball. Some people are not hitting a golf ball. So how do you compete? When some people are actually hitting a ball and some people aren't. I just found that it just wasn't realistic. And so, I've always been looking for a league or tournaments that you can do where you can compete against other people, and that it's fair and realistic, more realistic. So I didn't like the mini tour, and that's kind of one of the other issues I had with the Optishot. All right, so there you have my 5 issues that I have with the Optishot. They are some things that you will have to consider if you're investing in the Optishot, given the fact that this is a budget simulator. This is around a $300 simulator. If you really want to jump up to the SkyTrack for $2,000, that's something you can do, and you'll alleviate some of these issues. But you do have to consider them when you are hitting on the Optishot. You have to figure ways around them and things that you can do. But if you do that, I really think you can get a lot of benefit out of the Optishot. I know it's helped me immensely, getting out, hitting balls, working on my club face angle, working on my swing path, those type of things, having some fun with it. The Optishot is super for the price. And so check out some of my other videos on my YouTube channel. Put my YouTube channel down below. You can check out some of my other videos and some of the things I talk about and review on golf simulators and the Optishot and swing analyzers and all those type of things. So check that out. Subscribe to my channel. Again, I post videos, twice a week usually. So keep a lookout for those videos, and hopefully we can keep getting better at golf.